Hi, this is Kimberly with my craft spot, and today I thought it would be fun to look at these little Prima flowers and see if we could make them with our Gypsy. They're so cute and they're so pretty with the crinkle ribbon. I thought I'd try and figure that out. And one of them, when I was taking it off the backing, it kind of fell apart. So I thought it would be fun to finish taking it apart. And so here's the little parts, and I thought we'd try doing that on our Gypsy. So here is, this one is the Prima flower, and this is the one I made. Kind of similar. We'll see. Anyway, this is the very first one I made. I'm hoping to get better at it, but still not too bad. Alright, so the first thing is, let's see if we can get a good picture of this. Okay, this is on my Gypsy, and what I used was the Mother's Day Bouquet cartridge, and it's pretty cool. It's got tons and tons of flower shapes. And I actually used this flower right here. I don't know if you can see that. And I used my Gypsy to go ahead and take out these inside lines so it cut solid. And then I used the George cartridge, an L, a little straight line, to make the cuts in a little further. So, cool cartridge. If you don't have that one, it's worth getting. Okay, so here it is. I've enlarged it. This isn't the real size. In fact, I'll show you on layer 1. It was so tiny that I didn't know if you'd be able to see it well enough. So this is how it looks all laid out on my Gypsy on a 12 by 12 mat. And, you know, I have enough for 1, 2, 3, 4 flowers and 5 little leaf bases. So let's go ahead and go to layer 2. Now I've enlarged this so that we can see it better. I'm going to make it bigger again. So it takes up most of the screen. And you can see that I've already used the hide contour button, which is over here, to hide the contour on the inside parts of this flower. I don't know if you can see really well. I'll zoom in as best I can. This line right here is just the L, lowercase l from the George cartridge. And I just needed a line so that the cuts would go further into the center. It's kind of important because we're going to fold some of these up to make the center of the flower. And so it needed to have lines cut all the way through. So that's why I did that. Let's see, this one is, can you see that? It's 1.45 wide by 1.42 high. Alright. And then the little L's, I actually don't know how big those are. I just shrunk them till I could hardly see them. and then I added them in there. I used the rotating tool to rotate them where I needed them. And I made the first one, then I copied and pasted enough for 5. I made them all one group, and that way I could then just copy the whole flower. Now don't weld these, because you want that line to cut out. So they're not welded, but they are grouped together. And then we come over here. The leaves are actually just this flower right here, the pink one. And it is cut at, let's see if we can get one of those highlighted. And over here, it's cut at 1.23 by 1.13. So that's what that one is. And like I said, this is how I have it laid out. You could certainly add more. That's just what I did for this first time through. I did yellow and pink. The first time I did white, so we're going to try yellow and pink today. I was at the store looking at all the Prima flowers, and there's so many pretty colors. And now that I know how to do this, I can make them in any color I want. So I'm kind of excited about that. All right, now all you need is 5 of these little flowers to build the flower, and 1 of the little leaf flowers, and a brad. Now you're not going to actually see the brad anywhere on this flower. It's to give the middle some bulk and stability. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, move those aside. let's work on the yellow one. Thought that would be a fun color to work with. Now, the first thing, when you first cut it out, it just looks flat and it's plain. And the same with the leaves. So what you do, see if we can, okay, you take an embossing, dry embossing tool, or you can use your stylus for your gypsy. It works also. Let's try it out here. And you're just going to rub in a circular motion, and it kind of breaks down the fibers of the flower petals a little bit of the paper, and makes it a little bit more dimensional. Now, I thought at first that I would need to use thinner cardstock for this, and we'll see. The white ones that I did were thinner, and so yeah. So we'll see how that goes. And let's go ahead and do the leaves. And you're just rubbing that around. And kind of, the more you rub this, the more the paper is going to curl up, and the more dimension you'll get. Okay, so there's that. Let's kind of move all this off to the side. Now, the glue I used was the Aleene's Quick Dry Tacky Glue. I just bought this at Walmart. I was just looking for something fast, and it kind of reminds me of the Elmer's glue from school when we were little kids. So nothing really special, but this is quick dry. Okay, and I also poked a hole in the center of each flower with my piercing tool. You could use a needle, and that would work just the same. Alright, now meet the brad. It's going to come off. Okay, now let's glue on the back of this one. It doesn't really matter. You just need to get some glue between each layer. You don't have the brad in there. You want to make sure to stagger the petals. All right. And this is going to be the center of the flower. And we're going to fold this up in a little while. So it'll be the center. But we're going to keep building our layers. We're going to keep staggering. And just make sure you put glue between each layer. All right. Okay. Just keep staggering the layers. Still poking out the back there. Okay, one more layer, and we'll glue our leaves on at the end. It won't need the back. All right, poke that one through. Make sure it's staggered too. All right, now it doesn't look like much yet, just flat flowers, but the brad gives you something to hold on to. And what we're going to do is we're going to put glue in the center. And I'm going to start bending the petals up. Now if you look at this one, see how the center is all bent up? That first flower is that very center. So, okay. So there is the first one, and basically you're just going to squish it together like that. Okay. Now, might work better if we had like a little toothpick or something, but this will be okay. Remember, this is only the second one I've done, so we're learning together. Right. Now, if you want the petals to curl back a little bit, you just carefully wrap this end around the piercer, and it bends the petal back just a little bit. So we'll do that with a few of these. Let the glue get a little tackier. Now we're going to squish these petals up too to make the center of our flower. Pinch those together, and you can bend the little tips out just a little bit. Okay, starting to look better. Now these we're just going to bend up a little bit. And there we have. Pretty close. Not too bad. Okay, so now let's put just a... Actually, you know what? That brad is still still sticking out a little bit. So maybe we'll punch a hole still just in case that brad needs somewhere to go. Okay, now just a little bit of glue. Get it to come out. Okay, and hook that in there. Drag it a loose a little. Alright. And there we have it. I like it a little bit bigger. Maybe you'd want to shrink that a little bit. And here's my white one. There you go. Now they're just ready to go on a card, and they work really well with the crinkle ribbon. That's the card I've been working on. It's not done yet, and it might not ever be, but there's the little bow, the Prima flower on it, and it just looks so good with the ribbon. So now I think that one's actually a Prima flower. I didn't make that one. Okay, well, that was fun. Easy, easy. Only needs just a couple of tools, a little bit of glue, the Mother's Day Bouquet cartridge, and your Gypsy. So, pretty simple. And now I can have Prima flowers in any color I want. So, I'm off to make a very pale pink. So, thanks for watching.